I have a confession to make. I'm an English teacher. I have a master's degree from Queen Mary University of London in Applied Linguistics for English language teaching. I teach English every day. I train people for the IELTS, but I always feel like my English is getting worse. If you live in Kazakhstan or anywhere where English isn't the first language, I think you know this feeling. You studied hard, you reached a really good level, you were proud of it, and then slowly, quietly, something started to slip. Your brain takes longer to find words, your sentences feel less sharp than they used to. You open your mouth and something feels blocked. You think, I used to be better at this. Hi everyone, my name is Mulder Asanova. I'm an English teacher based in Taldykurgan, a small town in Kazakhstan. And I truly believe this is something millions of English learners and even teachers are silently going through. Today I'm going to tell you why even teachers fail at English and the 3-step plan I'm using to save my own English. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you. Here is the single most important idea in this entire video. English is not knowledge, it's a skill. And skills behave very differently from knowledge. For example, if I teach you that the capital of Kazakhstan is Astana, you know that forever. That's knowledge. It doesn't decay. And if I teach you how to ride a bike and then you don't ride a bike for 5 or 10 years, you don't forget it completely, but it's not the same either. Language works the same way. When you stop using English actively, regularly, spontaneously, the fluent part of it goes quiet. The knowledge stays, the grammar is still there, your vocabulary is still there somewhere, but the speed slows down, the spontaneity disappears, the confidence shrinks, and the first time you try to speak after a long break, it feels like you are trying to start a car that's been parked in the cold for months. The engine is fine, it just needs to warm up. I want to tell you something very personal. At university, I studied 2 foreign languages simultaneously, Korean and English. I had Korean teachers from South Korea, full immersion, real conversations, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, the whole thing. And I was good at it. Not just like tourist level good. I could actually talk to people like. Then I graduated, life happened, work happened, and English became my everything and Korean became nothing. Now I can watch Korean dramas and understand most of them. I can read slowly, but I can read. I recognize the grammar when I see it, but the moment someone asks me to speak Korean, I freeze, like completely. The words are in there. I know they are in there, but they won't come out not because I was a bad student, but because I stopped practicing it actively. My Korean didn't disappear, it just became passive. And here is why that matters. This is exactly what happens with English for everyone living in non-English environment. But wait, you are a teacher, doesn't that count? You might think. And this is the part that surprised even me. You'd think like you teach English every day. How could your English get worse? And honestly, I thought that too. But here is what nobody tells you about teaching a language. Teaching a language is not the same as using a language. When I'm in the classroom, I'm explaining the grammar rules I've explained 100 times. I'm using vocabulary that fits the lesson plan. I'm guiding a conversation rather than having one. I'm never in a position where I have to struggle. I never sit down and try to articulate a complicated, like personal opinion from scratch. I never push myself to find a word that I've never used before. Teaching kept my English functional, correct, professional, but not alive. And that realization was uncomfortable because I had been telling myself for years, like, I'm fine, I teach every day. But the truth was I was using English on autopilot, and autopilot doesn't make you better. It stops you from getting worse for a while. And that's actually one of the real reasons I started this YouTube channel. Not just to create content for you, but to challenge myself, to speak freely about complicated ideas, to think in English, not perform in English. This channel is my intentional fight against my own English going passive. Now, let me tell you about the biggest mistake I see in my students and honestly in myself. Waiting for the right moment. When I move abroad, when I find a native speaker to practice with, or when I have more time, when I feel more confident. And here is the hard truth. Confidence doesn't come before practice. It comes from practice. The people who wait for confidence before they start, they wait forever. And people who start speaking badly, awkwardly, imperfectly, those are the people who eventually speak well. All right, practical time. Here is what I'm actually doing and what you can do right now. So, step number 1, build an artificial English environment. If English isn't naturally around you, you have to manufacture it. Change your phone to English, watch YouTube or other films, TV series in English, even as background noise. Listen to podcasts on your commute, read one article a day. The goal isn't to study, the goal is exposure. You want English to become the background of your life, not a task you do once a week. This channel is part of my own English environment. Every video I film, every script I write, it's input and output at the same time. Step number 2, speak even when no one is listening. I know this sounds strange, but it is one of the most effective things you can do. Talk to yourself out loud. Summarize what you've just watched. Argue with yourself about something you read. Narrate what you are doing. For example, you're making coffee and you could say something like, I always drink too much coffee. I told myself I'd cut down this month, but I haven't cut down. It's fine, I'll try next time. That's real language use, and that's spontaneous English, and your mouth physically and neurologically needs that practice. Not just your brain. The goal is not just to sound perfect, the goal is to stop your English from going silent. Step number 3, stop performing and start using. A lot of people freeze because they want to sound native. They want 0 mistakes. They want to be impressive. That standard is the enemy of fluency. And fluency is not perfection. Fluency is functionality. If the person across from you understands what you mean, you are fluent enough. Every native English speaker makes grammatical errors. Every single one, daily. And let go of perfect. Chase clear. You don't need 3 hours a day. You need 10 to 20 minutes every day of active use. Language fades slowly and it comes back slowly, but it comes back much faster than you expect because your brain never truly forgot it. It just needs the signal that you are serious again. Here is what I want you to take away from this video. If you live in a non-English speaking country and you feel like your English is fading, you're not failing, you're just not practicing intentionally. Your English is not gone, it's sleeping. And the good news, it wakes up fast. English is not a destination that you reach and then own it forever. It's more like a relationship. You ignore it, it becomes distant. Return to it and it responds. And maybe, just maybe, this video is your return. If this resonates with you, I want to hear from you in the comments. Tell me honestly, do you feel like your English is getting better or worse right now? And if you found this useful, subscribe, because this channel is about real English, real teaching, and real tools. No hype, no tricks, just what actually works. See you in the next one. Bye.